Hi there, today we're going to talk about what you can use Python for. That will help you position yourself in the industry, so perhaps your thoughts are not yet clear what you want to do with Python, and this video will help you. So I'll go over all the areas where Python can be used. We will start with the most popular areas, and one of them is web development. How can Python be used in web development? Well, when we say web development, we mean building websites or web apps. Now, what is the difference between a website and a web app? Well, a website is generally something that is more static, such as the website of a company where they show some information about the company, their services, the stuff, etc. And a web app is something more interactive. For example, you want to create a web app that lets the user upload some PDF, and then your web app merges those PDFs, giving the users one single PDF which they can download from the web app. So a website and a web app are both accessible from the user's browser. To build websites and web apps, you will need a Python web framework, such as Flask or Django. So in this course, we will work on web development, so don't worry. Perhaps if you want to go more advanced after finishing this course, then you might want to refer to the documentation of Flask and Django to actually advance your skills even further. So this course will prepare you to be a good programmer in core Python concepts, but also areas such as web development. Udemy.com, for example, is based on Django. Pythonhow.com, which is my blog, is also built in Django. So for example, this certain web page of the app has all these topics, so all these titles are stored in Python lists in a .py script. So all these are strings. And then I use Django to render them basically on this web page. Now with web development, you also need to learn other languages and not just Python. So you will need to learn HTML first. HTML is used to create all the boxes, the fonts, everything that you see visually on the web page is written in HTML. But then the content itself, such as this here, that one, it is stored in Python as strings and lists, as I just explained. And then Python sends those strings, those lists, to the HTML. So HTML is something. Then you need to learn CSS. With CSS you can do nice things, such as you can round the corners of this button here. You can apply nice colors, so basically you want the web page to look modern, and CSS does that. Both HTML and CSS are actually very easy to learn, so don't worry about that. Then you might need to learn JavaScript. Depending on what you're doing, you can get away without it, perhaps, but sometimes you might want to have some interactivity on the front end. For example, if I search for pandas here, all these things that show here are implemented with JavaScript, so instant results. These are provided by the browser, so JavaScript runs on the user's browser. And so in this case, JavaScript is asking the Python codebase to get those items and displayed on the HTML code. So those are the languages you need to know for web development. So Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Next item, data science, machine learning, and AI. AI, which is artificial intelligence. So that's the other popular use of Python. Python can be used to process big data sets, which is common in data science. It can be used to create predictive models, which is part of machine learning and AI. For example, let's think about Amazon. When the user searches for something there, the user will get some other recommendations. So all these recommendations can be suggested, and Python can be used to actually learn from the user's searches and get from the database existing products that are most likely to be bought, to be purchased by the user. So that is a recommendation system which can be built in Python. Google search results are another example. Say you search for why are beds flat, and then the next search you do will perhaps be affected by the previous search. So maybe when you start searching on Google, Google will suggest you, oh, maybe you mean this. So it does learn from your searches and so on. With data science, machine learning, and AI, besides Python, you also need some basic knowledge or good knowledge of mathematics. So Python and math are both two requirements to be a data scientist. Next field you can use Python for is automations. And this can vary a lot. So you can do things from generating PDF reports automatically, like generating 10,000 of them based on some information you get somewhere else in text files, etc. Maybe you want to send batch emails, you want to schedule those emails. So Python is excellent for automating things. Basically, if you go through this course, you will be very good in automating everything. So I'll take you through all the core Python skills, and you also learn how to search and how to create your own programs. So you'll get that sort of training to be able to independently write anything by yourself. I also have another course on Udemy, which is exclusively for automating stuff, and you can find the link in the lecture resources here. So that's like a big recipe of Python scripts. The next field is general programming, which is somehow related to this automations field. So with general programming, I mean when Python is used by professionals which are not programmers, but you perhaps are a network admin, so you can use Python for different aspects of your work. Maybe you work on finance, and again you need core Python skills to create certain batch reports or analysis. So nowadays Python is becoming a must for many professions. Just like it was with Excel before, now Python can be a very good addition to your skill sets. Web scraping. Web scraping is a very specific area, and it is mainly used by freelancers, especially on online networks such as Upwork or Fiverr, Elance, freelancer.com. So it's quite a niche. And with web scraping, basically web scraping is when you have a website which has these data and you want those data in an Excel file, so in a good structured format. And Python, you can write a Python script which will go to that website and get those data and store them in an Excel file or in a CSV text file. wherever the client needs. So again, the boundary between general programming and automation and web scraping is a bit blurred, so web development and data science, machine learning and AI are more specific career paths, so to say. And you also have other fields you can use Python for example, data analysis, if you are a data analyst, and visualization as well. And you can create Python desktop apps using the Python programming language. That is not the best area where Python excels in, because there are other programming languages which are better for that, such as Java and C. So Python is best for web development, data science, machine learning, AI, and automations, and general programming and web scraping as well. And some people also use Python to create and sell APIs. So that is an overview of what you can use Python for. I hope that positions you a bit better in the field of programming. And I thank you for following this. I'll see you later.